Remember, we created a Lambda function logging a message and a random number into CloudWatch logs? Let's revisit the function and make sure that logs are being generated. You will see a lot of logs and streams here. Notice how the message is followed by a random number. Also notice start, end, and report lines for each invocation. The report line includes a bunch of useful data like memory size allocated, memory used, and duration, etc. Let's try if we can search for a general and specific message using log insights. Let's filter for specific messages in the log group across all invocations. You can also limit your searches to return only limited number of results. Let's see if we can search for a specific number like 119. Think of it being some kind of error code that you're looking for. There are few built-in queries as well, which you can combine with Lambda report lines to check, for example, maximum memory allocated and utilized by your function, and see if there is room for optimization. Looks like our load test is complete, and we can now go and have a look at the metrics. Let's log into Amazon CloudWatch console and see what metrics are available. Under metrics, you can see service-specific metrics like ECS, EBS, and EC2. You can select a specific metric or two and plot their average, maximum, or other available statistics. Similarly, you can see available metrics for application load balancer. You can add all these metrics to a dashboard or use the default dashboard available specific to a service. Let's create a new dashboard first. Once the dashboard is created, you can add available automated dashboards if they provide the information you need and save them, or you can add your own custom metrics. Last thing I want to show you is how you can use AWS config to ensure compliance. First thing is the dashboard, where you will see all your compliant and non-compliant resources. Next is compliance packs, where you can deploy an industry-specific set or rules like CIS or build your own custom rule set. There are AWS service-specific rules also available, and we will deploy one for Lambda to monitor our Lambda functions. While this is being deployed, let's see how we can use a single rule instead of using a conformance pack. Here again, I can build a custom rule or use an AWS managed one. Let's find a managed rule for application load balancer and deploy it to monitor our load balancer. We'll deploy a rule called HTTP to HTTPS redirection check. And change the frequency from 24 hours to 1 hour. Here you can see that our rules have already detected some non-compliance resources. Let's look at them using dashboard. Here you can either filter through resources by rules or resources. If I click on ALB, I see it is non-compliant, failing HTTP to HTTPS redirection check, which makes sense because we have no such redirection. Similarly, if I click on Lambda function, I can see it's compliant with one rule related to settings, but non-compliant as it is failing Lambda in VPC check, which is expected as our Lambda function is not part of a VPC. This concludes our last and final demo of the session.